phone. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, feet apart.
Straight up. Hey, you can hold on to that. There you go. What'd you think?
Fun.
Pretty cool?
Yep.
Nice little warm up?
Yeah.
Sweet. Alright, go and step on down for me. I'm going to give this to you. Get a little workout. Here we are, up over the shoulders, but down the circle. Alright guys, we're going to go behind this first truck right here, so I'll probably stay on this side over because the gate kind of opens that way. Once you come in, you're going to put your trolley underneath the seats, okay? So anywhere you want to sit, spot, you can come on in. Watch your step there. There you go. Anything that catches your attention, you can. Just make sure you're holding on to one of these poles or the sides of the truck, okay? And we are clear breathing whenever we're ready. So how do we do?
Good.
Good? You all have fun?
Yeah.
Alright, well you survived this one, so that's good news. So we'll off to the next one. Really quick, how fast do you think you're going on this one right here? So wild guess. 35? A little less than that.
20, 25.
20? Yeah, like 15, 20 miles an hour. So that's how fast you're going just on this one. So on the next one, you'll be getting up to about 45, 50 miles an hour today. So depending on the wind direction, that's usually how fast you go. Also, the brakes, the landing, how was that? Surprising?
It's a little bit of a surprise.
Also probably a little bit of a loud noise too. Yeah. That's just because, metal hitting metal is not a very quiet sound, so it's going to do that, of course. But don't be alarmed, it's going to be a lot more easier, smoother on the next line because you will just slow down a lot more quicker, okay? So by the time you land, will be about the same speed as this one right here, so like 15, 20 miles an hour. Because what happens is you start off going down the slope, so that's where you get all your speed, and then the line starts to flatten out, so that's when you start to slow down. So you'll see that once we get up to the top of the main line, you'll see that. So first animal counter, like I said, we'll be seeing some animals. Is right over here on our right side of the truck, so we're now passing through our elephants. So it looks like up at the top and down below are African elephants, so down below there's actually 2 that are just walking right there in the middle. The rest are up in the top. So altogether we have 13 as a group, as a big herd. And originally we started out with 7 that we brought back from Swaziland. So over time they have pretty much overpopulated to at one point we had like 18, and then we transferred 5 over to the Tucson Zoo down in Arizona. So now we're left with 13. Although we did just get a baby a few months ago last year. So on August 28th we were blessed with a baby girl. So she was born here. And she weighed in at 215 pounds, so big baby, right? And that's typically how much they weigh when they're born, is between 200 and 250 pounds at birth, so it's usually how big they get. And then it's also about a 2-year pregnancy too, so 22 months of a gestation period for one elephant. So it's a long time for that baby to be born. So we don't know yet in the near future if we're expecting any more, because it is a long time before, of course, a baby's born. You can't really get an ultrasound for an elephant that big as well, so it takes a long time to predict when you're going to get one. So we don't know yet, but maybe in the near future, like probably in half a year, we'll know. But right now, we still don't know. So if you look right here on our right side, barn. So this is actually what we consist of like all our hay we give to our elephants is usually what they're eating. Because out in the wild they are grazers. So they love to eat any kind of like wild grasses. So they're herbivores, they don't eat humans. So they don't eat meat. But they do love hay. So we got 3 different types of bales of hay in there. There's alfalfa, Bermuda, and Sudan. So you're gonna see it right now. So cruise to this road right here in front of us. So we can hold 1,600 bales of hay in this hay barn alone. So a lot of money, of course. To spend. I mean, to buy all this hay. So it's $150,000. I keep forgetting the price, but it's a lot of money, guys. So don't really want an elephant as a pet because, of course, they're big animals. So they eat 300 pounds of food a day. So of course, you're gonna be spending a lot of money on those guys. So think twice about that. And then it's also a lot of manure that you end up collecting by the end of the day as well, because what goes in must come out. So you would imagine, for 13, fully grown elephants, you're going to get a lot of that. So of course you do get that. And fortunately for us, we do have farmers that will take that manure and they'll use it for their land. So here it's actually pretty good fertilizer. So probably also use it for these plants right here that we're entering. That's why they're so nice and green. Maybe we mix them with fertilizer that makes these things nice and healthy. So since we're talking about these plants, though, you can actually walk in here. This is actually all open to the public. So on your map, it's labeled World Gardens. So this is where you're at if you look on your map. So we have 5 gardens back here. They're open any time of the day. So if you look right here on your driver's side of the truck, this is our bonsai pavilion. So there's bonsai trees in here. So if you've never seen one before, it's been a long time, this is where you want to go. So bonsai's on our left. Now on your right side, the passenger side, this is actually my favorite garden to go see because it's so diverse. It's really big. There's lots to see here. This is a Baja garden, so you'll find a lot of types of plants and trees that don't require a lot of water, so they're succulent plants. They're usually found in places where it doesn't really rain a lot, so they adapt well without any water. Over here, we don't get too many rainstorms, so that's why they do so good in this environment. And also, since we're a conservation organization, since we do conserve water, these plants and trees definitely help us out by saving money. So we love that part of the whole entire experience. That way they don't we're not spending thousands of dollars to buy water every day. So, and also one thing that people forget is that we have more endangered plants than we have animals. So they're all found right here in these gardens. So if you're looking for something to do and see, you can come back here. I mean, before you've always seen all the animals. You've seen a lot of our tours. You haven't seen these plants? Come check it out. It's a really nice place, especially during sunset time. You get that sunset over the mountain. It's pretty nice. So nice little sightseeing area is right over here. And it's also very peaceful and quiet because nobody ever goes back here. So you would think that's very peaceful. So it always is. And there's also deer that cruise in here at the end of the day. So you might see some California native mule deer. Maybe you've seen them already today. But if you do see some on our tour, not an animal escape, perfectly normal. They're just from this area, so they're wild deer. That's why we also have these gates to keep them in certain areas of the park so they're not wandering too far off. And then we also just crossed 900 acres of pretty much restricted land. So what we do back here is we basically breed mammals. So that's why that fence is there, to keep guests out, so that way they don't go back here. So like, if you look over here on our left side, over here in the middle, you see some zebras. These are Hartman's mountain zebras. They're just in here right now because it's like a little temporary housing unit for them right now. We're trying to currently build an enclosure for them to fit them in. But it costs a lot of money, that's why it's taking forever. So from now, they're right up here. And they also don't get along well with other animals, so they can take bites. It's probably best if they are by themselves. They're not hurting other animals. And then we also have condors over here on the right side of the structure here, like behind these trees. There's a facility, and there's actually 2 different types of condors. You have Indian and California condors. So remember that puppet I showed you? We use that puppet in here because this is actually where they breed. So the Indian condors are the ones that have the white on their feathers. They're really big birds. I mean, they have an 11-foot wingspan, so they're big. And they're found in South America, so that's usually where you're going to find them. We just have them here because they're actually very good parents. So we use them as like a foster parent when the baby condors were born. Because California condors, they're not really good parents, so they actually will almost abandon their babies at one point. So we use those Andy condors to kind of fit in that role, just to make sure that they're doing okay. And then there's our tower, so that's where we're going next. You guys are going to start there, and then we're going to cruise off this way, so that's the direction where you're headed. So you guys ready for that? Yeah? It's going to be a ton of fun. people on my tours. You know, when it's done, we have a big barbecue. You guys can come over and we'll hang out. And I also got some neighbors over here too. I'm not all by myself. No, it's all private property, so people live up there, so they're not related to the park at all. A lot of people always think like, oh, those are the big time, you know, the bosses and stuff. No, they're not. They're just people who live up there. They got a lot of money. And here we are. So this is our main event. It's zip lining. So another thing too that I do have to remind you guys, and that is on this line, try not to yell or scream on this flight because down below there are rhinos. And we had a baby that was born about a month ago, so she's down there with mom, and she doesn't really like the whole yelling and screaming experience, so just don't do that. But if you guys do want to cry, that's fine with me. I got no problem with crying. It's okay to shed some tears, but just try not to yell or scream again, okay? So you can grab a trolley, and then we'll head on off this truck here. So these stairs right here, guys, go really slow when you're going down them because they're really narrow. So just watch your step, pull onto a rail, and then just wait right here at the bottom. We'll walk together. And then we'll thank Bree for not driving us off the cliff.
Sometimes I do. Have fun, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much. See ya. Alright, so we can go this way. Those trolleys off your hands and I'll set them up. You don't have to go on something now. Thanks, sir. Actually a good sound. You want to hear that. But we're all going to fly together, so nobody gets left behind. You're going to this box right here, okay? Alright, so pull into these, take a seat. Very good. Alright guys, rider split ready to move on to line 1 through 4, all left, that makes. Stand forward, stand by. Alright, so we are ready to go. Let's see who wins the race between you two. Keep your feet apart, good. 3, 2, 1.